And the first one is Cleveland and their quarterback, Baker Mayfield.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a lot said that Baker Mayfield is a better quarterback without Odell Beckham. After struggling early in the game last week, Odell Beckham gets injured, and all of a sudden, Baker Mayfield becomes OJ the Juice Man. He goes on a run with 21 straight completions. They're going to need Baker Mayfield. I believe this team is a playoff wild card team. To do that, they're going to have to go through Oakland. They're going to have to go through the Raiders this week. And he's been playing at a high level. And before Odell Beckham got there, we thought that he was the truth. Since Odell Beckham been there, he's been struggling. Maybe less is more.
Next, the Cowboys, they have a big game against Philly.
Every time I see that, man, you never thought that a coach would have to address protecting your quarterback. Let's see if the Dallas Cowboys went to the Wizard, got some heart, and instead of pointing the finger, start pointing the thumb. Because in the midst of all this is the fact if they win this week, they're leading the division. So glass half full. Let's see if they can step up, and let's see if they do have a leadership problem, Jerry Jones.
And then finally, how about Le'Veon Bell against his former team?
Oh, man, this is the gift that keeps on giving. I think Le'Veon Bell is going to do his role and make sure that the Jets solidify that first overall pick. He gets to have an opportunity to win the Super Bowl, and he makes sure that the Jets have options. You know, Le'Veon Bell has the ability to prove that he can maybe be a number one running back in this league. Kansas City is going to feature him. He's their closer. I can't wait to see him do it.
Do you think?
Give us number one pick, Greeny. We need the number one pick.
Well, they're going to get the number one pick, Le'Veon or not. But the question is, do you think that this week they give Le'Veon the opportunity to really rub it in Adam Gase's face?
Well, I'm sure around the facility they're going to call this the Bell Bowl. Whenever you have a former teammate that got beef with their former organization, you usually feature him. And it's like, you broke up with your girlfriend and you end up going from a 7 to a 10. That's what Le'Veon Bell did.
So the Jets are a 7?
I'm still employed by him. I want my code to work when I go over on Tuesday.
Fair enough. I can't wait. Meanwhile, tomorrow is Halloween. So let's do a little trick-or-treat version of Contender or Pretender. Are they a trick or are they a treat? Diana, the Dolphins, are they a trick or are they a treat?
I'm thinking that they're a trick right now. Here's the problem. My reaction to the change of quarterback, this just feels like an ownership move right now. And I just feel like Ryan Fitzpatrick's reaction to all this would have been very different. He was in the know on all this. So this feels like a move that was made by ownership and perhaps not by the head coach. That's just my feelings on it, which is why I think it's a trick.
Next up, Ryan Clark. The Arizona Cardinals, are they a trick or a treat?
This is a treat, and I know about treats because I'm the snacks over everything president. When you go and you pull up to Cliff Kingsbury's house, which we saw at the draft, he is giving away full-size Snickers, and that's what this team is on offense. Kyler Murray, Chase Edmonds, DeAndre Hopkins on the outside. They are finding ways to score points and win big games in the NFC West, already beating the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks.
Rob Ninkovich, the Chicago Bears, are they a trick or a treat?
I'm going to say they're a treat. Look, when you can line up as a defense and hit the quarterback, that's not a trick. The Chicago Bears defense is for real. They can get after the quarterback. We saw that against Tampa. And they have Nick Foles, who I feel like is going to come around. The offense is going to score more points. And look, I'm a believer in Nick Foles. I've seen him do it in the past. I think he's going to be able to do it this year.
All right, that was one that got a lot of reaction, but I think this one will as well. There's something I feel like I need to say. The Green Bay Packers don't need any advice from me, but I'm going to give it to them anyway. We are just 4 days away from the NFL's trade deadline, and the storyline in and around Green Bay, going all the way back to last April, has been, why is it they are already looking forward to a future beyond Aaron Rodgers instead of trying to win while you have this great quarterback? Well, do you know what this team is right now? This team is exactly what it has been the last few years. Just good enough for Aaron Rodgers to take them into the playoffs and not win a championship. Please, Green Bay, get Aaron Rodgers the help that he needs. One more piece that could put them over the top. When they ran up against Tampa, he did not have the weapons to go toe-to-toe with Tom Brady. You make a trade for someone like, I'm just going to throw a name out there, Will Fuller, who I've been told is available from Houston and has caught a touchdown in 5 straight games and takes the top off a defense. I think that could be the difference-making piece and get Aaron Rodgers another ring before you unceremoniously show him the door in Green Bay, which you seem so eager to do. So That's my unsolicited advice for the Packers. I now turn to you, Diana Rossini, and I charge you with making that happen. Do they have a deal out there to make?
When did I start running the Packers? This is something I believe in as well. I think that they whiffed on their running back in the second round this year. I think they've really committed to show that they believe Aaron Rodgers can make anybody look good by not giving him these weapons. But this is the time now. You look at the rest of the NFC, and you see every team has two or more number one receivers, right? You mentioned the Bucs here. We see what they did with bringing on Antonio Brown here. This is the time now to give Aaron Rodgers his weapons. Devontae Adams is fantastic, but he does deal with injuries. After that, not very good. This is an opportunity if they really want to make that push into the playoffs.
RC, what do you think?
I think we got to stop going back and forth, y'all. Right, at the beginning of the season, we're talking about Aaron Rodgers being in the MVP conversation because he's playing so well, because Matt LaFleur is doing such a good job. We had to get there after the entire offseason saying how they won't be able to create offense. They won't be able to produce on the outside. And they did some of these things without Devontae Adams even being a part of the lineup because of injury. And now all of a sudden, this is why they're going to win. I like the Will Fuller thing. I think that he can add something down the field. But that's not the reason they lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If you want them to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you better get somebody to block. If you want them to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you better get somebody that can help them stop the run. There are more problems on this team than getting Aaron Rodgers weapons right now because they've found ways to work and use them. I just don't know if this is the answer, more or less than giving him something to make him feel a little bit good about himself.
Rob Ninkovich, what do you think?
So I think Green Bay should listen to Ninko here. Go over to your